Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimp with Limp with my guest host.
Hi, it's Gimpy's gal.
Yep, she's returned. And since we got such a positive review for the last one where we just sat around chatting, we're probably going to just keep doing these during this quarantine time. I don't know how many of these little diaries we'll put up, but
hopefully not many, because we're hoping this ends.
Yeah, we're hoping it ends soon, but we'll keep tossing them up while this crap's going on. And I did have the good idea to put my little present here.
This is not a graphic.
Yeah. She actually you got this for me for Christmas, right? Yeah, she got this for me for Christmas.
Personalization from mall.com.
Yeah. Personalizationmall.com. So we're not actually like repping them or sponsored or anything.
Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored.
But I like it. So she supports my channel and all my little work. So I threw it up there. I thought it looked real neat. So yeah, this one, it's going to be
kind of just a
hodgepodge
of things.
It'll be a little different. Like we said before, it's just us talking about all the random topics. Of course, the last one, we were talking all about the crap that's going on because that's on everyone's mind. So it was a real low-hanging fruit to go after.
The first entry into the Quarantine Diaries was about why we were having to film Quarantine Diaries anyway.
Yeah.
So we got that out of the way. So this one, we're kind of just, we have some, ideas of things we want to talk about, but we're not really on a script or anything. We're just going to kind of see where the night takes us. So.
Yeah. Babies.
Currently, though, I'm having an issue with my my back. I have a lot of back problems, so I had scoliosis, and I put a patch on, those lidocaine patches, and I apparently am allergic to this brand, which I've used before, so I don't understand.
I don't think it's an allergy.
I don't know. But it looks like a chemical burn. It's just it's awful. So if you see me doing like this, it's because of that. So that's been real fun.
And you already thought your rib was cracked.
Yeah, so. That's why I was putting them on in the first place, because I thought my rib was cracked. And I have to go next week for an MRI of my knee. I'm just falling apart in quarantine. I guess quarantine's just not for me.
Such an old woman. You're just falling apart on me over here.
Yeah.
Did you want to start on any specific subject, or you want me to hit it?
There's lots of things that I would talk about, but you can take this one since I kind of took the last one.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to hit with something that's been bugging me for a little bit. And there's a lot of little things, so we'll probably bounce around on this little subject. But it has to do with YouTube and how the whole thing operates and how...
Oh, you're talking about the gossip and the reaction channels and things like that?
That's part of it, yeah.
Okay.
And what she's talking about is something that I saw here recently, and it really it's stuck in my craw, right? Because I work hard, and I know, if any of you guys have watched some of the other channels, like Mo and Dan, the two guys that I do the Whiskey Charlie chat with, and then everyone else, Players Aid, the Chiefs, the Chief, Bonding with Board Games, all of them, right?
Anyone on YouTube that puts out any type of content.
Name them. Yeah,
it's work.
I can't name them all because there's just so many out there, but it's so much more work than people thought.
Even vlogging, taking the camera with you everywhere, and to edit that, put that all together, that's a lot.
No, they're lame.
But people who react to things,
that's what we're talking
talk about other people's stuff, which is what we're doing.
I didn't get it. I didn't get how hard this was until I first started, and it's not oh my god, hard compared to what I was doing in the Marines. So, but there's a lot of work that actually goes into it. It's
cumbersome,
time intensive. Yeah. You got to have technical know-how to do the editing, lighting, sound, all this other bullcrap that you have to worry about. So when someone cheats it to basically extort money and get a lot of money out of it, really sends just shivers up my spine. So I'm going to name this person. I don't give a crap if she gets upset about it. Plenty of bigger channels.
She's coming after us because apparently she likes to go after small channels who talk about her.
Well, I would be the smallest because wargaming channels, we're
tiny. Wargaming, what's that?
It's this chick. She's named Susie Galoo. Go check it out. All she does, right, is she sits there and she reacts to anime videos.
No, not anime videos. Anime episodes.
Yeah, episodes. The whole dabbling thing. It's not like some reactors where they'll take 10 seconds of a movie here, 10 seconds of a movie there. Yeah, where there's a lot of different little pieces where it's very obviously fair use. Because I've had to deal with fair use myself when I've had a snippet of a movie or a snippet of a song in my channel, and they'll try to claim my entire video, and then I have to fight them on it. So
you said as long as they, basically it's cheating or stealing if they can prove that what you have is going to take away from them going elsewhere to watch it.
Yes. Okay. So there's a lot of little stipulations on whether or not it counts as fair use. And one of the things is your content, is your repurposing of someone else's copyrighted content a different avenue for someone to have access to it. So if you take a whole movie and you upload it to your channel, then yes, you are providing another avenue for someone to watch that content. It's no different than someone going to a movie theater with a video camera and recording it. You're effectively stealing it. Well, that's what this broad does.
Oh, I love some channels that do that because they film Broadway musicals and they put them up as slime tutorials. And I love it. I've watched so many Broadway musicals. That's a
slime tutorial?
Yeah, there's tons of them out there. And they'll say, dislike this video. Like, they don't want you to like it because they're not putting it up for money. They're putting it up just because they want people to see the play. So they'll put it up, slime tutorial. Like the Mean Girls one was like, Plastic Girls slime tutorial because they're called the plastics in the movie. So it's very clever. That's
really weird.
Yeah, but it's cool. But that's fine. I'm fine with that because they're not trying to do it for money. Like, they're not posting it and hoping that they'll get paid for posting it. They're just posting it for entertainment, whatever. Even though it's still wrong.
This broad,
but she's
effectively stealing. Yeah, what she does is she takes the entire video. Yeah. And she'll just sit there and watch it, and she says that basically her facial expressions are her reactions because she'll only speak just barely.
I haven't seen any of her videos. Have you seen them?
Yeah, I've watched it.
And so you're not kidding when you say, like, she doesn't talk or say, like, oh, I love his outfit, or, okay, this bugs me when they did this and this.
No.
This nothing.
It's like 80% her just sitting there watching a show is what she's doing. And of course, you know that she's trying to skirt the system because she grays out the video, like takes away some of the opacity of it, and then reverses it. Because there's, of course, the algorithm. So if I took a copyrighted movie show, whatever it is, and I filled the screen with it, they have an algorithm that will recognize that copyrighted material and it will automatically flag it. Same with songs, right? But it won't recognize it if you've reversed the image and then grayed it out a little bit, so it can't really recognize that image. So yeah, if she wasn't doing
anything wrong, she wouldn't take those steps to do that. If she was really, truly adding something to what she was showing and not stealing, she wouldn't need to take those steps. What irritates me about it, and like I said, I haven't watched her channel, and I wouldn't even consider myself a creator or anything. But
she's creative.
But it irritates me because she's a very pretty girl. I'm not one of those girls who can't admit when another girl's pretty. You don't think she's pretty?
I mean,
you don't think that she could use her looks to her advantage? You think she's ugly?
I don't think she's ugly, but she's like middle of the road, right? So she's there. She's not unpleasant, but she's not overly pleasant.
I think in today's standards, she would be considered a pretty girl.
Well, I mean,
I'm not saying people are gonna write home about her. I'm just saying that she is a pretty girl. She's not ugly. She's not fat. She's not stupid. Like, she could do something better with her time.
If she were eating Cheetos in the bed, I'd probably kick her out because that's like orange dust and crap in the bed. But if it was popcorn, a neater snack, she'd probably stay.
So see, right? She's not that bad is my point. I think she's pretty. Maybe I need to relook at the picture because I remember her being pretty. Anyway, my point is, I think it's just sad that that's what she's choosing to do. And then the real kicker, which he'll talk more about, is that if someone has called her out for this, because there's lots of people out there who put so much time and energy into their videos. There's people who there's one channel in particular that I watch and I love it. And I think the channel is called Dead Meat. I'll check and have him correct it on the screen if I'm wrong. But he does, I think it is called Dead Meat, but he does this thing called the kill count.
Oh, yeah.
Where he counts the kills in all the different horror movies. It's a really, really awesome channel. If you haven't, if you like horror movies, definitely check him out because he's amazing. And very well done, good quality. He shows the clips from the movies of the kill scenes, of each kill that he talks about. He talks about the whole movie, start to finish, each kill in the movie. He doesn't spoil every little detail, but every kill is counted in this series that he does. But his clips don't have audio. Most of the time, it's just the visual part of it.
He gets struck all the time for copyright.
Yeah, and he's talking over it.
Even though it's fair use.
He's talking over it the whole time, and it's just clips of when they're dying. But he gets all the time he gets copyright. And he's actually using it under the fair use. And he has to get outside sponsors a lot of times to do this because his videos are expensive to make. And when he doesn't have a sponsor, he's out of the money and he just won't put the video up because it's not worth it. It's not worth him putting all that time and energy for them to say, oh, no, copyright, when you have someone like her who's completely breaking the rules and getting away with it.
Those media companies, they get the profit off of it. So if they claim your video, even if, so let's say some of the videos I've had, the video will be roughly 30 minutes, 40 minutes long, and I have less than 30 seconds of a snippet of a war movie in there, right? As like a punchline to whatever game I'm playing. Well, they'll claim, and they're not getting the percentage of what section of my video that they take. So they're 5% of my video.
5%.
Yeah. They're not getting 5% of the profit. They get 100% of the profit. Now with my videos, there's no profit. So it's like, here, 50 cents. It's all yours, buddy. Have fun. Buy yourself a Coke.
The point to me that irritates me too about this is the companies who do this. It's like, dude, unless it's someone like her who's literally posting your episodes that you have for sale and she's posting them up for free, start to finish, don't go after these smaller people who are literally using your clip to say, hey, this war game takes place during this time frame. Here's a clip from a movie that happened to be then. Or people who just use it as a meme or a joke or whatever. Like, that is annoying to me. It's like
what they're doing is they're bullying. It's the company bullying the individual creator because they have the resources to go after these people legally, like and that person doesn't have. Yeah, they don't have tens of thousands of dollars to defend themselves in court and prove that, yes, obviously this constitutes fair use. And most of those cases, you don't get legal fees back. So let's say that you would make $100. Most people don't make $100 a video on YouTube. That's like, high-end people make that kind of money. But let's say your video makes $100. They would get that $100, but that individual creator who might be making a few thousand a month, just barely enough to survive because that's his YouTube career. Well, this company's basically stealing a portion of that because they have the money to fight and you don't.
But they don't need the money. It's like when I used to make makeup videos.
Disney doesn't need the money. What are you talking about?
When I used to make makeup videos on Facebook, I would sometimes have a song playing over some of my like sped up videos that you put my makeup on and like music playing in the background. Every single time it was a like mainstream song, I would get a copyright thing on Facebook about it. And I would always like argue it or whatever it's called.
Fair use.
I would always
dispute
it. And they would always put my video back up because they're like, do you have, is this yours? Like, I paid for the song and I'm only playing a 30-second clip of it in my 30-second video. Like, to me, it's irritating that the companies are doing it because, like we just said, they don't need the money. You're just bullying someone because you have the money. So what? Because you have big muscles, you should just go punch all the nerds in the face because you can? No.
Yeah, pretty much.
It doesn't mean you should. But this girl in particular, it's irritating because she's
of what else she's doing.
Yeah, because she's going after people for talking about what she's doing.
Yeah, the people who have criticized her, I doubt she'll see this because I'm not going to title it with her name. I told him he should
title her name because that would bring a lot of views from the drama stuff, but we're not into all that. So
no, well, I mean, it might be in the description, but like I said, we're doing these videos for you guys, just to let you know. And most of you guys probably don't watch this broad. But
and we're not telling you to go watch her either. Definitely go watch her. Don't.
The YouTube community, one of the things you do not do is strike each other. And the way it works is if you give someone else a strike, so say you accuse them of bullying or stealing your content, that's like a hard strike. So that will shut down their channel for a period of time. If you get 3 of those, your channel is deleted, like just taken out. And she started doing this and ended up getting caught because she was trying to say, well, no, YouTube is doing it. I'm not doing it. YouTube is giving these strikes out. It's like, no, broad, you're doing it because she made the mistake of showing it, because you can actually go to a page that shows where your strikes are. And it shows, Susie Lou criticized, blah, blah, blah. She gave a strike to that video. Susie Lou showing that she is stealing copyrighted material, gave a strike to that video. So all the videos that she had given strikes to were all ones that were critical of her. But the thing is, criticism is not bullying. It's not harassment. It's criticism. If I if I'm critical of a game, it would be like that board game creator issuing a strike against my video saying that I'm bullying and harassing them by critiquing their game and not rating it highly. Like, no, this is just my opinion, and
but
my
even
opinion
if you say something
is
that is mean, that's not bullying. Bullying is like incessantly going after someone in order to rip them down, make them feel bad, and make them possibly want to like do something crazy.
Now,
that's bullying.
If you have a big channel and you sick your people,
and you say so and so came after me, so you go comment on that. That's bullying. Yes, I agree. Because you're using your power and you're going in on them hard. But saying I think her shirt is ugly, or I think her hair is ugly, or I think that board game sucked. That's not bullying. Hate speech is not real.
Look, we're
not going to get into that. But it irritates the piss out of me, because if she would just shut up, make her stupid videos, collect her stupid paycheck, she'd be golden. But the fact that people have caught on to what she was doing, called her out for it, and then she goes around and starts striking them, and for some reason YouTube has been like giving them the strike or locking their channel or whatever they do without really looking into what they're doing.
Oh, one guy appealed, and
she's just going against people that are speaking against her.
Yeah, one guy that she did this to 3 times, so he had 3 strikes against him. He appealed all 3. All 3 are very clearly criticism, not bullying, and they only reversed 1. They said the other 2 stood. And it's like, wait, what?
So how many other videos are going to be taken down about people who talk? What about all the drama channels where all they do literally is talk junk about people?
Yeah.
Like there are whole entire channels who just bash people left and right. So what about them? She should just shut her mouth, hang her head, watch her stupid videos, make her stupid facial expressions, and go home. Because her going after all these people is bringing it back on her worse, because now they're saying, hey,
Streisand
coming after me? We're coming after you then.
Streisand effect. That's exactly what it is. By trying to silence her criticism, she has exploded exponentially.
Why is it called Streisand effect?
Barbara Streisand.
I know who, but why?
She sued people to try to get them to take down something. I forget what it was. Some online video review or something like that was critical of her. And she tried to, I think, go after him for like defamation, and it was a smaller person whose review wasn't really that big. But because she went after it became big and it was covered everywhere. So the information she was trying to keep down
out to everybody because she tried to stop it.
Yeah, if she had just kept her mouth shut,
stupid way,
it wouldn't have been a problem. And that's the thing. I wouldn't be talking about this girl if she had just kept her mouth shut and not worried about it. She makes like 10 grand a month off of this crap.
Here's the thing, too. She's making 10 grand a month. So good on you. Good on you for making that kind of money, because Lord knows that we're not making that kind of money. It's still freaking irritating that she's making that kind of money. But I'm not going to go start striking her channel. Well, I might now.
No.
But it's just irritating. We won't go on too much about her because I don't want her to have that much time on her
I'll tell you what. For 20 grand a month, I'd let you sit there and critique, copyrighted content.
Good. Then let me watch Broadway musicals and I'll just go.
No, you'd have to do it in like a bikini top or something like that.
She doesn't do it in a bikini top. She just sits there.
Well, no, that would be like the extra views, though.
No.
I mean, I got to use you for something. I got to make money off of you while I can, right? I'm sorry, I'm just...
You know what he said to me when he proposed to me, that when I turned 30, because he's quite a bit older than me, that he was
I'm not quite a bit older than you.
How old are you?
I am a very young 29. The grays here.
Excuse me. He's 7 or 38?
I thought it was 37, but evidently it's 38.
Are you sure you're not turning 38 this year?
I don't know. I'd have to count.
I'm
past 35, I stopped worrying about it.
No, you're definitely 38 because I'm 31, and I'll be 32, which means, because you're 7 years older than me right now, and you'll be 6 years older than me after my birthday. So he's 38, I'm 31.
Thanks for outing me on TV.
I just said my age too. I'm saying my weight too.
Yeah, because a woman's so upset to say 110.
I don't weigh that much. I'm just kidding.
109.
Just joking. Anyways, he said when I turned 30, he was going to trade me in. Remember when you...
For the newer model?
Oh, we met at the same place where he proposed to me, and then, of course, it closed down. I wish that place was still open. That was fun.
We don't live anywhere near it now. It's not like we could go to it.
I know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to go.
We lived across the street from where it was for a while, but it had already closed down.
Hey, you got to tell him, though. I mean, I did well.
I cussed him out, though, before.
What? The fact that you called me a son of a bitch right before I proposed to you? Go ahead. You
have
can't.
to tell this setup, but what you had been telling me all month long, or for a month.
I made her think that I wasn't going to propose.
This was in December, so we had been together for a couple of years, or a year and a half, 2 years.
And I told her, I'm like, don't expect a ring for Christmas because you're not getting one. Don't go around telling people you hadn't shot at because you're not. All right, I got to explain that joke later. But I made her think. He
kept telling me, no puppy and no ring. No puppy and no ring. And I was like, okay. And he's like, no. It's like that episode of King of Queens. There's like, I'm not getting that for you. Like, right. Like, why are you saying
I had to like really get it across to her. Like, I do not want you to be disappointed. I'm getting you a gift, but I am not going to be giving you a ring. So stop it. All right. Don't get your hopes up. And she's like, okay. So before Christmas, I proposed to her like a week ago.
It was like December 4th or something, I think.
Was it that far before? All right, so like 3 weeks before Christmas.
Because I was still in classes. It was on like the last day of my classes.
College classes, not high school classes. It wasn't
the last
like
day
that.
of my high school, my junior year.
Oh, God, you're going to get me arrested. But we had met at a coffee shop. So what I did is I arranged with the coffee shop owner that I gave him the ring. And I was having her meet me there because I was on active duty.
We had met at this coffee shop years before.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we first met.
I was still on active duty at the time, and I was going to show up. I'd already worked it out with my gunny that I was going to be in my dress blues. I was going to be hiding in the back, and she was going to show up and think she was waiting on me. And the phone rings in the background. Think she was waiting on me. And then the coffee shop guy would hand her the ring with her order, and she'd be like, oh my God, what's this? And I'd come out and propose. And she'd be like, oh,
all right.
yeah.
So I had a shitty morning at my classes that day. I had like an English final that day, like a project that was due. And I remember that someone in my group didn't complete their part of the project. So we were going to basically have a quarter or a third of our project counted as a 0 because it was like a 3-part project. The teacher worked with us, and she gave us a little bit higher of a grade, but I was so mad.
You're going into too much detail.
But I was so mad. I was just explaining that I had a bad day. So I called him after class, and I'm like, I had an awful day. And he had told me all week, don't make any plans. I've got you on whatever day that was, Tuesday or Wednesday. Don't make any plans with anybody. Like, I want to hang out with you. And I was like, all right. So I called him, like, I just had a miserable day. Like, I just think I failed this project. He's like, just go to Black Bear, and I'll meet you there. Like, I'm on my way there. I'll be there in a little bit. Just go wait for me. And I was like, okay. So I'm on my way there, and I get there, and I'm like, oh, crap, he's not here. So I, like, call him, and I'm like, he's not here. Like, where are you at? And he's like, I'll be there in a minute. Just go ahead and go inside. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go inside. Like,
I'm already inside at this point.
I'm like, I'll just wait for you. And he's like, just go in. And I'm like, why would I go in? You're not here. I will wait for you out here. He's like, just go inside. And I'm looking around like, I'm not going in. I am sitting in the car. It's cold, and I don't want to go in. I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to go inside without you. And as I'm looking around, I see his van from Toys for Tots parked in the back of the building because of where I parked. It was a little busier that day, so I parked on the opposite side that I usually did, so I could see his.
I tried to hide the van, so she
tried to hide it behind the building, but where my car was parked here instead of up against the building, I could see it. And I was like, you son of a bitch. And I hung the phone up, and I went inside. And John is standing there, and I was like, you're such a liar. And he's like, that's the coffee shop guy. He's looking at me like.
So he doesn't know what to do at this point because like, she was supposed to be in a good mood.
Yeah, and I'm like, he's lied. He said he wasn't here, and he's here. I'm like, where is he? Where the hell is he? And he's just looking at me, and he just like.
Yeah.
This puts the ring on the counter. I think he put my drink up there, too. And I was like. And I step back. I'm like, no. Then
so,
he comes walking out.
She opened it for a sec, saw what it was, and she like slammed it closed. Like, wait, what? And that's when I went ahead and came around from the back, and I knelt down, did the whole.
Dude, it's grossing me out thinking about it because I'm so not mushy gushy.
She's not mushy. She's
I'm not
really
mushy
not
at all. So like thinking about him coming out, I'm like, hey, baby.
let me hold your hand and look in your eyes. Come on, let me. No, look into my eyes, baby. It's so bad, isn't it?
They're gonna think we're awful. No, it works for us. He
but of course, she said,
no.
Not. Oh, should I tell him what your dad said too? Like, because later that night, she's, oh yeah, hope you're watching this, Zeke. Bite me up. She says yes, and she's all excited. So she calls her mommy, and mommy, I'm engaged.
Well, they knew.
Well, they knew. And then she calls her dad, and she's like, Daddy, guess what? They proposed. And then there's like this pause, and he's like, well, what'd you say? She said, well, what do you think I said? I said yes.
Why would I be clinging to tell him that he proposed to me and I said no?
Yeah.
Guess what? I said no to a propose on a date.
And he's just like, huh, how's he going to take care of you?
He's a car mechanic at Jiffy Lube. What's he going to do for me?
I was young. I know. I was still active duty at the time.
Oh, yeah. He wasn't even changing oil. He was just slinging toys.
Because I worked as a mechanic there for a little while. Damn, made me sound like crap.
No, he just...
We live in a big, nice house. You're a stay-at-home mom.
You know, in the winter, we would do Toys for Tots. I helped him that year. I got engaged, too, because I ended up...
But anyway, we got way off topic there. But that's what I said. That's what these little videos are going to be. Just us kind of rambling on about a multitude of topics. That's how we got engaged.
Wait. Talking about my dad really quick. I have to tell this story because it's hilarious. Talking about my dad. First of all, my dad apologized to you at our wedding and said he was wrong about you, remember?
Yeah.
It took years. That's not true.
We didn't get married.
He lived in Virginia for the first year and a half we were together. He only saw you, a couple of times.
How long were we engaged before we got married?
A year and a half.
So he still hated me for a year and a half.
How many times in that year and a half did we see him, honestly? We went up there, I think, one time.
Oh, a handful of times. He didn't like me very much. I didn't like him very much.
He didn't like you because you were 3 years old dating his 17-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like that very much either.
I told him. I was like, if I were you in that situation and a guy of that age, military man, came around sniffing around my daughter, I would have shot me. Like, I would have just killed me and buried me out back. I don't get why you didn't kill me. And he's like, I thought I'd give you a chance, boy. I don't know why I'm talking like a redneck.
Yeah,
your dad is not that bad.
Thing from a redneck.
Yeah, he's really not that bad.
Anyway, he's not, left. Go around.
Your grandfather loves me more than that. Your grandfather loves Grandma.
If I go to my grandparents' house, he'll go, where's Nate? He doesn't even care if I'm there. But anyway,
her grandfather was a Vietnam vet, hardcore Vietnam vet.
When we first started dating, I told my family that I was dating someone, and that they're like, "Oh, really? Who? Tell us about him." I'm like, "Well, he's a little bit older. He has a Purple Heart." I'm like,
"Well, no." Your grandfather asked, like, "Well, does he have any medals?"
I was like, "Yeah, he has a Purple Heart, and among others," but I didn't know what he had. I don't even know now what all the medals he has, but I knew he has a Purple Heart. So he was like, "Call him up, tell him to come over," because before that he was like, "I'm gonna get my shotgun and be waiting out front," and I was like, "He's a Marine." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." But my family made fun the whole night of the fact that he was closer to my aunt's age than my age because she's only 15 years older than me. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. The point is,
actually equal distant.
My dad, the funny thing is, my dad has a very unique name. His name is Ezekiel Udon Ivaro. I don't know why I just gave him, and his social security number is blah, 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 blah. Anyways, his middle name is Udon. So when we were first hanging out, we went to a Mexican restaurant.
Sponsor us.
Please. He was trying to be like cool, and he thought because my grandpa's Mexican that we, would think it's cool if he ordered in Mexican or if he was chummy with the Mexican waiters. I don't know what he was trying to pull, but we went out to eat with my family and had Mexican food. And my grandpa's speaking to the waiter, in Spanish and just or Mexican and just da 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 da. So when it comes to him, he's like, "Oh, no, this is a different story. This is a different time. You said, can I have a special God day, Jesus?" That was that time. I think it was
I was like, "Can I have that special God day, Jesus?"
Yeah, and they're like, "Okay." And then he looks at my dad and he's like, "So, should I call you Dad or Udon? Because his name's Udon." And my dad's like, "Well, if that was my name, then you could call me that. But Zeke's just fine."
Yeah, since then we've stuck with Zeke.
Yeah.
Nice, simple. It works. What? I mean, we get along now. We're good. We butted heads a couple of times, but no more so than in-laws should butt heads.
No, I think that we have a better relationship because my dad's always been of the mindset of like, I'm not going to stick my nose in your business unless you ask me to.
Yeah, the one time he did, I smacked his nose.
Yeah, that he did. They got into it, but he came back later and would say like, "Hey, I get it. You're standing up for your family. I have to understand that she is not my responsibility anymore. She is your responsibility. So that's your family, your house, your rules."
Well, I told you that your dad earned my respect because when she was having spine surgery one time, it was pretty severe surgery. So I was worried. We were already married, and her dad's sitting there. I'm sitting there. I think my grandparents were there too. So the waiting room had a handful of people that we were waiting on, and the doctor comes out, and since your spinal problems had started since you were young, he obviously knew who her dad was. So her dad had handled her medical stuff when she was a minor, but obviously she had taken it over when she'd become an adult. So I'm sitting there with her dad, and the doctor comes out and he starts to tell the dad how the surgery went. And he stops him and he's like, hold on for a sec. He's like, she's not my responsibility. That's the man you need to be speaking to. And I was like, okay.
He said, oh, thank you. You
no, I didn't act like that. I played it cool. But I'll tell you what, right there, he went definitely up a peg in my book because that's showing respect. He was showing like, look, I understand that's my little girl. But he was understanding that while she might be my little girl, that's his wife. So he is the main man in her life,
now, if
not
we
me.
ever live through that with McKenna or Kinsley or any future girls that we might have, he's not going to say that. He's going to say, if you even walk over to that guy over there, I'm going to break your neck. Come tell me, because that's my girl.
No.
Kenna has been his buddy. That's our middle child. She has been his buddy like today. She's just, Daddy Bean, Daddy Bean, Daddy Bean all day.
Okay, let's not get too damn weird.
He calls her Kenna Bean. So she started calling him Daddy Bean because we call her Kenna Bean a lot.
So that's YouTube. We were talking about when we got a little, little distracted.
I was sick of talking about her. I'm not talking about her.
Well, we're not talking about her. I did want to say a couple other things about that, though, while we were supposedly on that subject.
We were way past that. If that exit was back a few miles.
Some people have asked me before, though, like what it's like doing YouTube videos. And I just got to let you know that, it's harder than you think. And like when I first was watching them before I started doing my own stuff, I thought, wow, I am going to just backhand you. Don't make me like turn into a wife abuser on camera. This is going to be bad.
And his only does that often.
It's a spanking and it's appropriate. But the thing is, like, I would watch it. I could do that. I mean, I already play the games anyway. Why not record myself doing it and get a whole bunch of free games?
What's your first video?
Oh, my first videos.
Next to your like later videos now.
Well, they were bad. I didn't have the appropriate.
He would just hold his tablet. No lighting, under just like regular lighting. It's funny to see how far it comes.
I couldn't understand why it was so dark. I was trying to bump up the brightness. The sound was off. It's the same crap that everyone else has to do with the learning pains when you're first doing it.
And he's holding the tablet and he's got, the shakes from his brain injury sometimes. And so he was like, it's like.
Well, I didn't have tripods at the time. I had that little clamp thing that I could clamp to the table.
The point he's trying to make is that he appreciates now the work that creators put into their channels. And so to have someone who's making more money than a lot of creators are making for nothing, what creatively are you doing? Making facial expressions? Big whoop.
Well, I get why everyone, like, I don't do it just because I don't want to nag people, because I get tired of when I pull up a video. And I think Kevin was the one that did it, the Big Board Game channel, was the one that was talking about it, that you'll have a video that starts and it has this little intro, which needs to be under 10 seconds. You have the intro, and then you have so many minutes of content, let's say 3 minutes of content, and then sponsor me on Patreon. What is that thing? The Raid, Shadow Legend, VPN, sponsor crap. You don't see that?
Yes.
I will never, I don't care how much money they offer me, I will never do Raid, Shadow Legends, or any VPNs. I'm just burnt out on it. I know I can't be the only one that's burnt out.
But we talked about this the other day. There was a channel that I watch a lot, and she never used to be sponsored by like big people. But in this video, she had a big sponsor, some clothing company. And so the title of her video was, like haunted TikTok, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, it was like sponsored. So, like, okay, I know she's going to talk about something being sponsored somewhere in this, 10-minute video. So, 6.5 minutes in, she's still talking about her sponsorship. Like, I'm not kidding you. I kept skipping and skipping and skipping, and all of it was sponsorship. It was a 10-minute video. 6.5 minutes in, she's still going. I think it was about 7.5, 8 minutes when she finally got through that and started talking about what we were there for. But at that point, I didn't want to watch it anymore, because I'm like, if you're going to just make a video that's all about your sponsorship, then just say, sponsored by clothing company. And at the end, I talk about this. Yep. Because people will be a lot more likely to watch your video if they know what they're getting themselves into. But if they think they're getting a haunted, video, and it's not, it's you trying on clothes for the whole video.
Well, it depends on how much of the trying on part she left in. On whether or not I would watch it.
You wouldn't watch it.
I wouldn't watch it.
Big girl.
Okay, never mind that.
Big old girl. She's a big Bertha girl.
That was cold. I mean, just not even holding back. Not even, she's not your style. She's a big girl. Bless her heart.
I mean, I don't think she's beautiful, but you don't find that attractive.
No, I like slender women.
Sorry, I just threw you under the bus. I didn't mean to.
I'm a hypocrite. There you go, lie. What?
I'm just kidding.
Backhand you.
Anyway, the point is, just be upfront. I don't mind people getting sponsors. I get that with YouTube and their ad apocalypse and all the stuff they were doing, that people had to go out and get sponsors to make money, because especially people who had quit their jobs to make YouTube like their career, and then YouTube changes overnight how they're going to do things, and then all these people lose majority of their income. So yeah, sponsors are huge for these people.
They did that. But hold on, they did that just trying to take out a few channels that they didn't like, and it was like a political thing that they didn't like these channels' political stances. Okay, well that's fine, but you're a platform. Okay, so you're not a publisher. You don't get to pick. But in their essence of trying to curate without officially curating is when they did the whole adpocalypse thing, which just crushed everyone.
What do? They changed the guidelines.
Even the non-political stuff like me.
They changed the guidelines of how you can get ads to be crazy strict.
They went with this whole like advertiser-friendly thing because from the way I understand it, and I don't know the whole story, some leftist channels were accusing the right channels of the sponsorship that the right channels had, like the ads that were on their videos. They were saying that those videos were being put on Nazi content and stuff like that. So these advertisers, Coca-Cola doesn't want their content being put onto Nazi stuff or terrorism stuff. Even though it's
not, but if someone says that on a video, Coke and Nazi, then boom, someone's going to link those together.
Some of it might have been, bad content. I'm not sure. I don't know the whole story.
Yeah,
but I know like it was the left hand was hating the right hand.
There's people on both sides as far as politics go that are bad, okay? Both sides have bad people, right? But it doesn't mean that I would not personally choose to squash anybody's political views, even the ones that really tick me off or I am polar opposite on the spectrum of. I still wouldn't say I'm going to go flag their video because I don't like it. No, that's your right. That is your right as an American to have your opinion.
But see, YouTube doesn't agree with that.
Well, that's where YouTube is
YouTube
wrong.
Is really bad because, it's really obvious that YouTube is very hardcore to the left, which means they don't want anything up that they don't agree with. It's not like that's a secret. Everyone knows this.
Which
right?
I don't get that, because didn't they get shut up by somebody? Didn't somebody go into YouTube headquarters?
Oh yeah, someone did go in there and shoot them up, and it was
and it was some like
it was a leftist.
Person?
Yeah, it was some
leftist.
I
what
forget
sense
who it was.
does that make?
I have no. I think it had It had to do with like advertising, so it was a money thing, not a politics thing. Yeah. But yeah, that was the whole reason people lost all their money, is because they were trying to get rid of certain things. But some of these channels, like Steven Crowder, I love Steven Crowder. I think he's funny. You don't have to agree, but I think he's funny. That guy has got 4 million some odd subscribers. He gets so much from his individual sponsorships and his individual program that he doesn't need YouTube's money. So it doesn't matter to him if he gets demonetized, but in his war with them, so many others get affected. Like, I can't tell you guys how many of my videos get demonetized. Sorry, let me finish my point.
You're just going to go on and on about this. And
how many of my videos get demonetized right off the bat, and it just has to do with the title of it because of its historical content. So if I have the word like Soviet or Germany or Nazi or anything like that, even though I'm using it in the historical accurate portrayal of it. So the German Nazis.
Which I don't know how that has a negative connotation, because it's just a historical fact that these things happened.
Because the word gets thrown around so much now.
History can't be racist because history is just what it is. Like,
well, there's racist people in history.
You can't be racist to talk about something that happened in history. To say there were slaves does not mean that I was a racist or I am a racist. To say that the Germans killed the Jews does not mean that I support what they did or that I'm just talking about something that happened in history.
Yeah, but most of my games are World War II related. So, and of course, that group from World War II during that time period, like, I guarantee you, this video will be demonetized the very moment I upload it. The last one was simply because of the name of the title, Quarantine Diaries. Anything that has that in the title is demonetized right off the bat. Within 10 seconds of it being uploaded, it was demonetized. It's what they do. Everything gets struck.
I'm just sick of the censorship across the board. Really. We're not going to get into politics. We're going to close it down because my back's starting to hurt. But
that had to do with the point I was making about YouTube being a platform. A platform means you allow everything, whether or not you agree with it. But they really don't want to do that. They want to be a publisher with the privileges of a platform.
I'm trying to understand the difference between a platform and a publisher. So like a magazine is a publisher because they choose and they edit and they pick what goes in there. The newspaper is a platform.
No, it was a publisher.
It is?
Yes.
But you can send in an ad and just put it in. So, and they don't read all of those.
They have to approve it.
Okay.
The difference has to do with liability.
Like Facebook is a platform.
Yes. So let's say a newspaper prints something that's inflammatory, that's defamatory.
Okay, it comes back on them. Facebook has understood that the person making the post, they're responsible for what they post. Facebook is not.
YouTube is the same way. YouTube is not responsible for the content
that
I put up.
Clearly, because they choose what people can put up. So they're a publisher, so they are.
That's the problem, is that they are soft banning people and picking which ones can get advertisers.
They're dealing with that Susie Lou is doing. They're trying.
They're going backhanded around the system.
Yeah, to avoid doing what they know is wrong by trying to say, well, we're not really doing that. See, I reversed the image, so it's not really stealing it.
I mean, that's effectively what they're doing. They don't want certain channels to exist, so they take away all their monetization. But like I said, it hits others. There's every channel, I would say, has to deal with this. And now it's gotten worse since the beginning of the year with the COPPA thing, which I had mentioned, which was the child something protection, whatever crap. But YouTube and the freaking government. Am I boring you?
Yeah, pretty much. You know that I'm not going to... I told you I didn't want to go too long on that topic.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me finish the point.
Sorry, I start to glaze over after a while.
I can tell when she's just like done.
YouTube and politics, he'll go on and on and on. And I'm interested in it. And I want to hear what he has to say. But to a point, it starts to get... Like, what?
All right, well, the short version is their little effort to protect children. It's not protecting children, and the government and YouTube decided, well, we're going to put the onus on the creators. And it's like, it doesn't work that way and that's why I have the little statement in my description now that says, this isn't a child-friendly channel, because even by doing that, saying that I'm not child-friendly.
I never heard about this COPPA thing. So
yeah, it's a very long story. YouTube could block my videos or whatever because it's content that could entice a child. Because I have games, right? Even though it's historical World War II.
It should be the parent's responsibility to monitor what their child watches. Just like it should be our job to decide if we wear a face mask out in public or not. And we shouldn't be fined or arrested for that. But continue.
Well, I mean, you hit the nail on the head.
Bradley has stumbled upon some videos on YouTube, and I'm like, dude, what are you watching? And I'm like, no, we're not going to watch that. And I exit out, and I try to...
It's not like you have to stumble that hard.
But yeah, there's so many things on there. But we pay attention to what he watches.
Time out. Do this experiment. Go to Google and type in damn near anything. Search for anything. Cow farts. Doesn't matter. Fluffy clouds. Whatever little phrase you put in there.
If you type in fluffy, it's going to be a little worse.
Well, it could be. But if you type in damn near anything and you click on the image tab, I guarantee you by the 4th or 5th row down, there's boobies and vagina. There's going to be something naked.
Yeah, funny how it works like that. Every time he searches for things, but every time I search for things, it doesn't happen.
I'll show you. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, one day I walk in there, he's editing a video, and he's got this thing up, and it's nothing but boobs. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, I swear I just typed in whatever you typed in, and this is what popped up.
I showed you.
Yeah, but you were lingering a little too much on that.
Well, I had to inspect to see if I could find the image that I was looking for. It was buried in there.
I gotta find it in all these boobies. Where is it?
It's not exactly like it didn't capture my attention.
I think you were even drooling a little bit when I opened the door, like...
All right, I do not drool over boobies. Just your boobies.
No, you just turn into... Oh,
yeah, that's a true story.
Okay, we're not going to get into that. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this up because it's getting late. We've already been talking for a long time.
Are you done? All right. So that's going to be it for this one. She's tired and her back's hurting her. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
She's a wimp. What can I say?
No, I'm not a wimp. It's just
Diary
I have
of a
3
wimpy
kids.
wife.
Yeah, we have 3 kids that he can tell you because he did a lot with Kenna today to let me do Bradley's homeschool by ourselves because I can't homeschool him when she's in there. And so he had to entertain her and she ran him ragged. So... when they go to bed, we have our time. So. Oh
yeah, we have our time. All right, but yeah, you guys let us know if you're still enjoying these. This one we did cover a lot of YouTube stuff, and like I said, we've got a little list of other little topics that we're thinking about covering, and it's just going to be similar to this, where we just sit down and chat and have a little discussion
about it. And we talked about if this is something that you guys enjoy even after this is over, which I pray to whatever higher power you believe in, but I pray to God that this ends so soon, so that everybody can just get back to their lives. People who need to go to work can go to work. People who need to get out and do things can do those things without fearing that they're going to be fined $1,000 for that they don't have because they're already not working. Like, are you kidding me?
Or that story I told you about, the guy got arrested in the park. Go look it up. There was a guy who was out at the park with his wife and young daughter. That was it. The park was open and just said to keep groups under 4 people, and the cops put him in handcuffs for it. For no reason. Why?
There was a video on the Today Show that was showing this group of kids playing in the park. They were 6 feet apart. I think there was maybe 8 of them, and I think the recommendation is groups of like 10 or less or something in certain spaces. But they were 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. 6 feet apart. But they were like doing soccer. I was like, they were probably a soccer team or something, and so they were doing some like exercises,
like drills or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were like flying. You're like people like this that are keeping the spread going, and I'm like. And so one of them's like, no, dude, like I have a job. I have bills I have to pay. I can't afford to sit in my house until you guys decide that it's clear to go out there. Like if I'm okay risking it to go out in public, that should be my choice. You know what I mean? If you don't want to risk it and you want to stay in your house because you don't want to risk getting it, stay at home. Good. Power to you. But the people who cannot, like I was thinking about it today, my hairdresser, people in that kind of a job field who literally depend on their money day to day, waitresses, all that, they're not getting anything right now. Anything. And I'm sorry, but whatever stimulus package they're planning on doing is not going to supplement their income.
No.
Not for more than a week.
That's what you got to look at is how many people are being hurt by this versus how many people are being hurt by the other way. So
like how many people
if we have a quarantine or not have a quarantine.
How many people are going to be homeless? How many people are going to starve to death?
Honestly, I'm starting to wonder if the quarantine is worse than the virus.
I personally think it is. And then people come at me and have a lot of opinions saying that I'm cold-hearted. That how can you be more political than care about people's lives?
It has nothing to do with politics.
You can't be patriotic at a time like this. It's about people's lives. And I want them to start finding people and making them stay home. No. I'm sorry, no. I have family who is at risk. I have family that if they got this, they could probably not make it through it. I'm well aware that it's a real thing.
Yeah, we've got a young baby.
We have a young baby. I'm aware of it. But guess what? We have the luxury of being able to stay home. We have that choice. But not everybody does. And there's plenty of people who are not getting paid right now, and this is getting ridiculous. And we all need to stand up and open our eyes and look for ourselves and not believe everything that the news tells you. Because, you know, not to sound too Trump-like, but there is fake news that exists.
Darling, I guarantee you don't look anything like the bad orange man.
I mean, it's not all in China.
Oh, God, I love that. Look, regardless on whether or not you like the guy, like him, love him, hate him, whatever, doesn't matter. Go look at that video where they were calling him racist. It's
funny the way he says it.
It is hilarious how he says that shit. Because the reporter's like, why do you keep referring to it as the Chinese virus? That's racist. He's like, no, it's not racist. He's like,
because it came from.
He's like, so matter of fact, he's like, because it came from China. Like the way that he says it, it's like he's slowing it down for the reporter.
Anyway,
God, it's hilarious.
Just pray for our police and our doctors and nurses.
Yeah, for the police to keep their heads on straight.
Yeah, and not start fining people for playing in the park with their family or because they don't have a face mask, because apparently none of the nurses and doctors have face masks, but now they're going to order that everybody has a face mask when they go out. And if you're not wearing one, you get $1,000 fine. And this is also at a time when people aren't working. And they're letting out prisoners out of jail so that they're not keeping too many people in jail while arresting innocent people. Open your eyes, people. I'm telling you, something that look, we're not going to get too much more into it.
If you're an officer of the law out there, remember, we love you guys. God, we love you guys. We love what y'all do. You protect the community. We really appreciate it. She'll vouch when we see you guys out and we got our kids with us. We're like, those are the good guys. If we're not around, if mommy and daddy get lost and you need help, you go to them.
We respect you and what you do, and we have family that are in the police force, so we appreciate it. So
keep in mind that you're the good guys and act like it. Don't be a thug.
Anyways, just pray.
Just a thought.
What I was going to end it on is just to pray for our leadership, our government. Even if you don't like Trump or anyone else who's in the government, they're under
You
a
should
lot of
still
stress
want them
right
to
now.
do well.
Right. Even if you hate them, they're still over our country and making choices and things that can affect you. So you still want to pray for them. I mean, and regardless, you should pray for your enemies anyway. So pray for people. And pray for everyone. Just be kind. Just be kind. Stop judging everyone. Stop throwing rocks when you live in a glass house. And just try to come together.
I saw it online the other day. Some people were talking about it. They were talking about how this man died and he was skeptical of the virus and that he was killed by the virus. And they were laughing and joking about it. And like, well, karma got him and Darwin Award right there. And I'm like, look, you got to keep in mind there's a wife and children that are mourning. They're missing their father and their husband right now.
They thought
Have
he was
some
an
respect.
enemy just because he questioned something. You're not an enemy. You're not bad if you question something.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're mean or hateful or that you hope people die. No, I'm choosing to be optimistic and thinking this isn't as bad as what they're telling us. But some other people think the other, and that's fine. But we don't need to be judging each other, condemning each other, trying to blast people or trying to push people to be arrested for doing simple everyday things. We need to just mind our business. If we choose to stay home because we want to keep our family safe and that's what we think is best, then that's what we do. We don't worry about what our neighbors are doing. Anyways, we can keep going on and on and on. Bottom line is just stay positive, be respectful. Let us know if you like this. Give it a thumbs up. Comment some topics you'd like for the next one. And what I was going to say is that if you guys enjoyed this, when this whole thing ends, we could potentially continue it as a series or a podcast or something.
And don't forget, I'm doing that giveaway for Conflict of Heroes, and that's going to be the next one that I got coming up. So if you haven't subscribed and commented on that specific video, which is campaign number 3, part 1, go do that now for your chance to win.
I was going to do that. That's so funny, but probably inappropriate. So I'll just tell you when we end the video.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. We will catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.